Okay, I'm gonna make a video today about our corral. The more cattle you have, the more intricate your corral needs to be, and typically, of course, the bigger your corral needs to be, because when you go to sell cattle, you can't call them in like dogs and they just come on in. Some will, some won't, some will be led, some may even have to be run in. But during all of that going on, you have to have a place to put the ones that have already come into the corral so that the other ones, when you're trying to get them in, can come in without letting the ones that you already have in the corral out. So, here we go. Now this is our main holding pen here. You can see that gate right there. That gate is fixing to be opened because it serves a dual purpose, and I need to put two gates on this side, off this post. But the dual purpose is to cut off the back field, which, as you can tell, is nice and green, and we're hoping to get another hay cutting off of it. So let me go ahead and do this. This gate, as you can tell, are one of these recycled Prince Albert can gates, aluminum. This is a little bit older, so it has a little bit of steel in it, but they don't hold up very well. If a cow or bull tries to jump up on one, they will take it down. But this is our biggest pen, and so it has not been a necessity to have a heavier gate in this pen, because the reason that cattle will jump up on a gate is that they feel like they are being cornered. So the thing you have to do is make sure they don't feel like they're being cornered. In other words, stand way away from them when you're running them. They will typically go in a bit of a circle. Now in a corral like this, of this size, in a pen of this size, you can have right angles at the corners, because you're not sorting them in here. You're not really running them in here. This is just a holding pen. This is just holding them till you can run them into the other parts of the corral that will sort them. We have a roof over this one, as you can see. $8,000. Thank you very much. We had a local people put that roof up there. It allows us to have a place that if we do have some cattle that are sick, we can keep them in here. The center between these two poles right here is high enough that we can bring our John Deere in here. The John Deere is sitting right over there, so it's high enough for it to get in here, and we can swing a cow if we need to with it, pick one up, move one if it's died. Not exactly anything I cherish, but it happens. That's a feeder that we have right there. And of course it also gives a place for the cattle to come to get out. The weather, they just don't typically do that. People think, oh, they'll just come into the barn. No, they don't just come into the barn. They a lot of times like to hang out in the woods for some reason. But unless they're trained to come into a barn at a certain time, like dairy cows and things like that. Okay, now, this is the gate that goes into the next section of the corral. This gate will stay closed to keep anything in here in the holding pen. Okay, but this is our main, that is our main holding pen. That's the biggest one we have. Okay, and I'm going to open up the gate. This is our back gate. I installed that one. As a matter of fact, me and a ranch hand built the fence around this thing in here in this holding pen when we decided to create the holding pen. Had to set all those cross ties. That was a job. Okay, this right here is a double gate. They're like 18-foot, 20-foot gates. They are the Prince Albert cans. They can't hold up. You can tell this one right here, they've gotten on top of it before. It's bent down. I'm gonna probably build a better gate out of angle iron to put here, and weld it together and hang it, because it seems that this one is the one that they go after. That one right there, they keep it. They leave it alone. You'll notice we put some boards on them. If a cow cannot see through something, so like she can see through right here, if they can't see through it, then they typically don't try to get in and go through it or bring it down. Now this is our secondary holding pen right here. This pen is smaller. One of the problems with it is that it floods, it is typically a pen that we just use to bring them in and then put them somewhere else, because a lot of times it's mud in there and you cannot work cattle running around in mud. You'll fall down, you'll get stuck, and they will hurt you, okay, because they don't fall down and they don't get stuck. You're wearing shoes, they have hooves. Think about it. So that over there is a gate that we built. I will show a closer view of it from another angle here in a little bit. That gate right there lets them back out to the pasture over here. This gate here, let me see where I'm pointing. This gate here lets them out to the pasture over here, and there's a fence between the two, so you can actually decide which way you want to let them out, into what pasture. Typically we try to bring them in from this pasture over here because it's smaller and they can't be hiding off in the forest somewhere and not come up. This is another gate that they have crumpled, another one that I'm going to have to build. This one here, they've done worse than they did with that and that other one. You can tell it's just all kinds of problems with it. I have to lift it up to move it, and I'm going to close it. Brings up a point. I'm going to bring up here in a little bit. This is our working pen, and in a working pen you need to make it more like a ring, and you'll notice that there's no right angles on that side of it. Now there are over here, because you have a gate right here and you have a gate right here, and there's a right angle right here at the gate. But what you want is for them to run, or to be able to run in a circle without getting hemmed up. And because when they get hemmed up, when they get cornered, that's when they get freaky, okay? That's when they will hurt you. Okay. And you can see right here on the ground that we've just worked cattle, because the ground is nice and trampled down. Okay, this is a sorting pen. This is where we'll put the ones that we want to sell when we cut them. We'll cut them out of the herd, and we'll put them over here. You can see that gate over there needs to be repaired. It broke the pin, the hinge pin on it this last time. So there's another one I've got to repair. I have to repair. Gotta repair. Come on, use proper grammar. Okay, this right here is the pen which is the last pen that they go in, and this is the one that will run down the chute. As you can see, the chute over there to the trailer and to go on to the cell. You can see right here that is curved, okay, as well. But this right angle right here is a problem. Let me see if I can turn this around here. This is a problem, this post right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring a piece of cattle panel and I'm going to attach it over there, right over there to that post, and then I'm going to bring it around to this post and make it more of a circle, and that way they won't get hemmed up in this corner. And that is a view of the corral from this angle. Now, this is the gate me and one of my hands built. Welded it together. It's made out of angle iron. And one of the reasons that we had this gate, that we built this gate, was that the other one that was here was made like that. It was one of those aluminum recycled Prince Albert cans, and they kept on